Hey guys, this is the video to help you with percent of a number maze that we worked on today in preparation for our topic test on our block days. So let's first look at some help here. I have this on our board at school here, and if you notice, I don't have an example problem for each one of these because when we're working, I really want you to think about what you're solving for. So we will refer back to this slide when we're working, but if you can see, if I'm finding the part, I know what I need to do to solve. If I'm finding the percent, what I need to do, and finding the whole. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on this first one. Whenever I have a question, I want to model it on a tape diagram so I know the parts of the question and what I really need to solve. So let's start off by drawing on our tape diagram our percentages. So we have 0% and 100%, and I start at 0 here, and then when I'm at the 100%, this is where my whole will be. That's the total amount, right? So let's talk about what we have here. We have 40%. So I know that that's on here somewhere, right? So 40%, I'm going to put that 40% on the top because you can see these are where I keep my percents. And then the numbers down here are where I'm going to put the part in the whole. So it says, what is 40% of 80? So of 80 means of the entire thing. So I have my whole number. Okay, so if you can see here, I have my percents, I have my whole. So what am I missing? I'm missing the part. So on this one, I need to find the part. Okay, so find the part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, and I know now I'm going to be finding the part. So I'm going to get my percent, change it to a decimal, and then multiply it by the whole number. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to get my percent, change it to a decimal. So 0.40, and that's what we practiced yesterday, was changing fractions and decimals and percentages, and then multiply it by the whole. Okay, I can see these are already going to be my 10 times a 10 is 100, so I have my zeros there. And then 8 times 4 is 32. And we're going to scoot over 1, 2, 1, 2. So my answer becomes 32. So the part is 32. Okay, now let's look at this one. This one's pretty straightforward because it tells us what it wants. It says, let me get my little highlighter here. It says, oh my goodness, I typed it wrong. But what percent of, oh my goodness, I hate when I have things wrong there. What percent of 200 is 48? So what percent? So it's actually telling us that we need to find the percent. So if I look back at my little helper guy here, I'm going to find the percent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the part by the whole and then change it to a percent. So in order for me to solve this, I first need to find out what is the part and what is the whole. The way I can do that is to model it on a tape diagram. So let's start off by doing our percentages. So we have 0% up here, 100% up here, and nothing down here at the bottom. Okay, so it says, what percent of 200? Of 200 means of the whole, right? So that goes over here at 100%, is 48. So I know 48. It's not 48%, it's 48. So I can see down here, I have the part, I have the whole. I'm missing, on the top here, I'm missing a percent. So I'm going to be finding the percent, right? So it says divide the part by the whole. Here's the part, here's the whole. 48 divided by 200. You can see 200 does not go into 48, so we're going to have to put a decimal place and annex a 0 here. 200 can go into 480. So we're going to just leave it there. You guys can, oh, well, I guess we can do it. Okay, so we know 2 times is 400. We're going to bring down our next place value here. 200 goes into 800 4 times. Okay, so now we have our decimal, which is 0.24. And if you remember, our last step is we want to find percent, not decimal. So I need to change this to a percent. Ta-da! So then my answer up here is 24. Now the last type of problem that we're going to be looking at here, it says 8% of what number is 12? So just like always, start your tape diagram so we know what we're talking about here. We have 100%. Okay, I already see here that I have 8%, so I'm going to put 8% here. And it says 8% of what number is 12? 8% of what number is 12? So I have my percentages, I have my part, I need the whole, right? So looking back at our help page here, to find the whole, we're going to make a proportion, and this is what a proportion looks like right here, okay? So we're going to make a proportion, we'll cross multiply, and then we'll solve for x by dividing. So now that I know that, I'm going to make a proportion, so I'm going to start with my percent. 8% is the same as, what do we know? 12 out of how much? We don't know, so we'll put an x. Then we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so we'll have 8x equals 1200. Okay, we need to isolate that x, get it by itself. Right now it's being multiplied, so we'll do the opposite to move that away. Now to figure that out, we're going to do 1200 divided by 8. Okay, I'm just going to do this briefly here. So we know that equals 150. So my total here would be 150. Okay, so there's an example of each one of those problems. And in each one of those problems, I used a tape diagram. So if you are stuck and you're like, I don't know if I'm finding the part, I don't know if I'm finding the whole, draw yourself a tape diagram. Start by writing down your percents, then look at your problem. What do I know? And then fill it in. Okay. If you need any extra help, please come in during access before our block day starts so that we can get you some help if you need it. Thank you guys. Have fun and happy math.